Hi, this is Dana, and in this video, I will be talking about about the spiritual path. I had today a very special moment. You know that at the end, as I said before, at the end of a situational karmic cycle, when you break bondages, when you break generational karmic bondages and cycles and curses and stuff like that. So basically, when you are successful, you receive different gifts from God, and I have been lucky enough to receive many times activations and gifts, new gifts from God, in different circumstances at different stages of my spiritual journey. So I knew from experience that this is so. It wasn't just a theory. I knew from experience. And today, because I succeeded to break karmic cycles in December, I received one of the gifts from God, and that was a new guide, Druid, from Druid mythology and mystic, and it was a very special encounter. God has been showing me about my past in ancient times and sort of history with Druid and Celtic cultures. But today was the first day when I actually got in communication with my Druid guide, because this was part of the gifts I activated now with the karmic cycles that I broke. So this is an example of how essentially breaking bondage is beneficial for you. But what I want to share with you is what this new guide has shown me today regarding the spiritual path and the spiritual journey in itself. Because we all focus, I mean, there's so much spiritual fighting happening and necessary in order to that we lose track. Somehow we get lost in the fighting, particularly because so much is hidden from us, and of course that you know it's a bit disconcerting. Plus the efforts made by karmics and all sorts of other individuals to create confusion adds to that, but we lose track. So sometimes, for example, from time to time, I keep asking God, but we've been fighting 24 hours a day for so long, I'm so tired that we never find time to focus on manifesting. I did much more manifesting during my spiritual journey than in the last 2 years since I returned to my property in Romania. And somehow God didn't answer this to me, but the new Druid guide who today started communicating with me talked to me about this, because it's part also because it's part of the Druid wisdom and how to manifest. And basically what he told me confirmed what I was already pretty much sure, and I already shared with you in previous videos. Namely, he said to me, the manifesting and the abundance essentially comes automatically to you as soon as you activate your gifts. So as you walk on your spiritual path and you do the spiritual journey, breaking bondage, learning lessons, healing, and taking rights back, automatically the universe creates a balance. Of course, the divine guidance is divine realm is involved in establishing that balance, but it's a balance where essentially, as you activate more gifts and you start working with your gifts, automatically the abundance comes in. So this is he told me the most important secret in manifesting is to take back as many gifts as possible, activate as many gifts as possible, and work with as many gifts as possible. Because as long as you do this, that already reestablishes, rearranges the ranking, determines your ranking, and automatically with that, abundance, money, and resources come in. So essentially, what he showed me was that you must keep walking your path. You must continue to break the bondages, learn the lessons, because each lesson, of course, um, shapes you up as a character, as wisdom determines your higher perspective over things, and all of that. Always, this is on mind level, but then all of that is reflected in your energy. Because I mean, I know from experience, every time when you're able to see things from a higher perspective, each time you're gonna be less triggered by different things that are done against you, because you're looking from a higher perspective. So you're not taking it as personal anymore. You're looking from a higher perspective, right? So as you go along and you do all of this, and your mindset is and your character is being shaped up, that will be reflected in your energy as well, in your aura, and so on. And essentially, what the Druid guide said to me is that this is the path to walk, because this is the only way you can get your gifts back. You can get, namely, your gifts activated, because essentially you break the bondage, which all bondages were created in order to block a gift of yours. So then, as you break that bondage, automatically your gift is being activated upon you. And as you do this, the abundance follows automatically. The universe is reestablishing the flow of abundance to come towards you. And of course, the last step, once this is achieved, is for you. This is God's guidance, of course, to integrate that success in your being, in your energy. And that God insists very much on a certain word: entitlement. So you must feel entitled. Oh, he made exercises with me, you guys, when I was in the spiritual journey, and I was stuck. I couldn't find money, or I couldn't find. It was during COVID, in the beginning of COVID, and everything was locked down. I couldn't find where to stay, because I was in a foreign country. Of course, I was in Mexico, so I was also with my dog. I have a big dog, and many hotels don't accept dogs. It was huge problem. So God kept telling me about you must, in order to manifest, you must feel entitled. So you must feel entitled to it. That is part of integration of your rights. Even if you have your rights, God has shown me in my spiritual journey, even if you get your rights back, if you don't own them, if you don't feel entitled to have them, this is why the healing is important, right? If you don't feel entitled to have them, basically they will trick you on subconscious level, and they will steal those from you, or at least they will block them. You won't be able to access them. So entitlement is part of integration, and it's extremely important. God insists very much on this dimension, because this is one way in which they block your gifts, by making you feel unworthy or fearful, or self-sabotaging, essentially, your your path. So okay, basically this is what I wanted to share with everyone at this point in time, and this is important because we are at the end of this situational karmic cycle, and this is a new beginning now for many. So I think it's important for everyone to seek, to find what are your gifts that you should activate now. I was the one who actually requested contact with the Druid heritage, and I knew this from way past, 2 years ago when God told me about it. But what I mean to say is that this is important for you to seek those gifts, which you can activate at this point in time, and when you get them, to feel entitled to integrate your success in your life, to become part of you, to own that. And the best way to own your success is to have already a project on which you're working with your gifts. This is very important. This is very important. And so all of this is part of the spiritual journey. Now, if you don't do this, if you don't, essentially what happens, if the Druid guide showed me, the moment when you stop breaking bondage, fighting spiritually, and so on, essentially you get stuck, because the universe is continuously moving, shifting, and other people are advancing, are other people are stealing. There's a dynamic happening essentially in many different ways, and the point is, if you don't advance, if you don't take more gifts back, if you don't activate more gifts, if you don't work with your gifts, and so on, then you get stuck. You get stuck, and automatically others will essentially attempt to steal what you already have. And the Druid guide said, this is how they steal. That was his words. This is how they steal. When you stay stuck, when you don't move, as you advance and you break bondage and you take gifts back, you activate your gifts, and you start working with them, then they cannot steal them anymore. Because in essence, it's essentially they first of all, they block them. They block your gifts. I'm not quite sure exactly how this stealing, how successful this is for them. It's still something that I'm seeking to understand, because I've seen different parts of this, and sometimes God tells me He cannot literally steal your gift, but then with your energy, they can attempt to sort of use your energy to access that gift, as like a stealing identity from you and speaking in your name to activate that gift. Yeah, so this is something still under evaluation for me, still under my investigation, exactly, because I never worked with one of these fallen angels, so I don't know exactly how much truth it is. I mean, exactly how much they can use a gift which they steal from us. What can they manifest? God has shown me that they, for example, that they stole my identity and they used it in promiscuous ways, and they made large sums of money. So I don't. So it seems like there is possible that they steal something from some gifts from you and they make money, but we will see exactly to what extent they can actually use your gift, or they just fool others that it's you stealing your identity, and then they essentially use your stolen identity, but that it's not using your gift. It's different. We will see. The point is, what I actually wanted to say today is that the wisdom I received from my new guide, my Druid guide, is this, namely that you at all costs should avoid being stuck. You must move on. You must continue your path of spiritual fighting, and in that you have to do the bondage breaking, the healing, and take your rights back, and specifically take your gifts back. I mean, work with your gifts, develop projects in which you engage with your gifts. Always possible for you, try to engage and work with your gifts, because this is what he said, that this is how you get abundance, this is how you get to manifest. This is the path. By activating and using your gifts, taking your gifts back. The more gifts you have, the higher ranked you are. The higher ranked you are, the more abundance comes to you. It doesn't come, I mean, so it doesn't come because you're there. You're there because you're putting the work in, right? So then it comes, it's a balance. It's a balance established by divine realm and by the universe. So because of it's a balance, you must make sure that you put in the work by using your gifts, and that you take as many gifts as possible back and activate them and work with them, so the universe can bring abundance in your life, right? So it seems logical to me. This is all I have for you right now. So from the Druid wisdom, this comes regarding the spiritual path, namely that the key to abundance and the key to higher ranking essentially is for you to keep on fighting, spiritually fighting, and activating as many gifts as possible, because this is how you determine your ranking and your abundance. Okay, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, so we'll make sure that as many people as possible will receive this information which I'm sharing, in the hopes that a new beginning will start right now at the beginning of the year, and will be beneficial for all those who actually put in the hard work and really deserve. I'm not going to say deserve a break, because that goes against the Druid wisdom, but I will say they deserve to feel successful and to enjoy their success.